What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Bulls Nation, I didn't think I'd be saying this for a long time now, but the Chicago Bulls have a winning streak. We did end up beating the New Orleans Pelicans in what was a very entertaining game, and we're going to discuss a few of the positives and negatives in this video. Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, their game today, your player of the game performer, and everything in between. We won this game 124 to 118. And again, look, a very close game. New Orleans definitely brought their A game in this time out as well. Very competitive game throughout the entirety. Really close all the way through. Very fun game to watch as well. But the Bulls delivered a very similar performance to their Milwaukee Bucks performance. Not only did they match the standard, some might say they delivered even more than what the standard was for the Chicago Bulls. Now, first and foremost, I would like to apologize for not doing a watch-along in this game. Again, these games happen on Sunday, and sometimes Sundays for me are very hard to do watch-alongs for. It's as simple as that. So, if a game's popping up on a Sunday or a Saturday night for you guys, most likely I will not be able to do that watch-along. This was just one of those cases where it was just as simple as this. I just couldn't get home in time to watch it. Same as the Detroit Pistons game the first time around. Wasn't able to do that one either for the same reasons. But either way, this game was good for a variety of reasons. Again, the Chicago Bulls won the rebounding battle. I believe this time, though, it was just barely winning the rebounding battle, which is still good. The Pelicans, again, you're thinking of the team that they have, Valanciunas, Zion, Brandon Ingram, guys like Herb Jones and stuff of that nature, and all of a sudden, you know, winning the rebounding battle with that team, it proves to be difficult, but we just slightly won that rebounding battle. That's fantastic to see. 32 assists for the Chicago Bulls today. Fantastic to see. The ball is moving. And as much as we like to get on the case about veterans, and more specifically DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, well, look, Zach LaVine didn't play this game, so I can't really talk about him. But I want to say why I think DeMar DeRozan had a good game a little bit later on. But again, the ball was moving. Fantastic to see. The three-point shots were falling. Again, we are playing like a modern NBA team in these last two games. The pace of the team is undeniable. There was one play in this game where Ayo just basically got the ball from a rebound, just ran the whole court and got an easy layup. He saw an opportunity and he took the opportunity. And it looked like D-Rose out there with the amount of pace that he was able to run the floor with. That was an amazing thing to see. We know Ayo Dosunmu is deadly in transition. He was a key part of this victory just as much as a lot of guys were. The ball was moving, the scoring was balanced, everybody got involved, everybody chipped in. It was a fantastic game to watch in that department. And that is where the Chicago Bulls are at their best. When the pace is there, when the shots are falling, and when everybody's getting involved in the game. We don't see it enough. It's not even the fact that we didn't see it enough. We don't see it enough now. These are only 2 games out of the 21 games that we played for the Chicago Bulls. Maybe the Utah Jazz. Let's take that one away. So maybe 3 games out of the 21 games that we've seen where this Bulls team all gets interactive, all gets involved with each other. And that is the thing I like to see. But we did see a return today. DeMar DeRozan returned to the Chicago Bulls today. And here's why I thought he had a splendid game. We'll get to Kobe White later, don't you worry. But DeMar DeRozan didn't take away from the tempo of the game. DeMar DeRozan didn't take away from the style of the game. In fact, he added upon it. DeMar DeRozan today had 24 points but 10 assists on the night. So he was contributing in every way. He allowed the guys to play. When you think of DeMar DeRozan, you think of a guy that's going to spam shots in the fourth quarter, very isolation heavy, doesn't necessarily play the most terrific defense either, and he sometimes stops the tempo from being, I guess, what it was in the Bucks game. But today, none of that happened. Now look, DeMar DeRozan, for the most part, is an isolation player. He will find a way to bring isolation to a game. But I've said it for years now. Isolation in small doses is not terrible for the Chicago Bulls, but in no way, shape, or form should isolation be our go-to offense. And that's exactly what we saw today. The isolation was not the go-to offense. The go-to offense was more transition, was more the pick and rolls and finding the ball and everybody getting an opportunity to touch the ball every possession. And again, getting more people involved in the game. That is what our offense was today. And DeMar DeRozan added to that today compared to taking away from that today. The 10 assist was allowing the ball to just move to the open man, not being selfish enough to take not 50 shots, that's a bit over the top, but, 25 shots in a game or anything like that, I felt like as well, plus DeMar DeRozan was making his shots as well. That also really does help. But either way, 10 assists is phenomenal. That's what makes me so happy with DeMar DeRozan today. But Kobe White, oh my goodness, was he on a different level in the second half. He had 28 points, I believe, in the second half of this game, and he ended up in total with 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just quickly checking. 9 rebounds and 6 assists. There you go. The stats just keep on getting better for Kobe White. Boy, oh boy, man. When he's on one like today, when he's having a game like today, he is so fun to watch. The shots that he was making was unbelievable. The decision making was unbelievable. The ability to put himself in front of a guy like Zion Williamson for a charge call is massive respect. And again, I think Kobe White embodies what I'm looking for the Chicago Bulls team. Now, 31 points is fantastic, but that's not necessarily what I mean. What I mean is a guy that's going to try 100% give his all every step of the way for the Chicago Bulls. Yes, the three-point shooting is an absolute must. He tied his franchise record for 8 threes, or career high, whatever it is. 8 threes for the Chicago Bulls today. He tied it today, which was phenomenal to see. But again, the shooting was fine, but the work ethic that he put into that game was phenomenal. The ability to move without the ball, the ability to move with the ball, the pick and rolls, the dribbling, the shooting. Offensively, he was just it was literally perfect in the second half. You can't ask for a better second half than what Kobe White delivered for the Chicago Bulls. You could ask for a better first half. You can't ask for a better second half. But the defensive work, phenomenal for Kobe White. I mean, he's not a guy that's supposed to be matching up on a guy like Zion Williamson. And he did get cooked when Zion Williamson was on him because it's just not a matchup that should happen. I put that more in the coaching staff than Kobe White. But to be a guy that steps in for numerous charges a game and really putting his all in the defensive end when we know there is some liabilities there for Kobe White. He's not the most perfect defender, but you can barely notice those liabilities anymore because the amount of effort he puts into the defensive end. It's fantastic to see. He embodies what I feel like the Chicago Bulls should be about, and that energy is contagious. His defensive work translated over to guys like Ayo's defensive work. Ayo was fantastic in this game, offensively and defensively, because of the energy of the game and how it was played. And I think Kobe White was today, at least, the leader of that tempo, was the leader in how the game was dictated today. Guys like Patrick Williams as well. Phenomenal job on the defensive end for the most part in this game. And he got involved in the offense. We can't forget about Torrey Craig. His best game in the Chicago Bulls uniform. Had a very positive plus minus. He was phenomenal in this game, contributing on the points tally, but also defensively and setting the standard. Drummond was great. Again, such a well-balanced game for the Chicago Bulls. And this is what I want to see going forward. Look, beating the Pelicans is something I didn't expect. Beating the Bucks is something I didn't expect. But lo and behold, we're on a 2-game winning streak right now that I don't think anyone predicted, I guess, a week ago even, let alone 2-3 weeks ago. The Bulls have had a bad start to the season. And I still believe there's not much left for the Chicago Bulls this season, in all honesty, until we see that Zach LaVine trade, until we see what this team will look like without Zach LaVine in the lineup. Some may say Zach LaVine's last game has already happened. I don't believe that. I believe Zach LaVine will play for the Bulls again. But whatever the case may be, we got to get prepared to match that tempo and match that energy every single game. We've seen the standard. We've seen the expectation. What makes me so happy is that guys that came into the game like DeMar DeRozan didn't take away and met that expectation. That's fantastic to see. We need to see that every game. Every game going forward from our veterans, our young guys. Keep that same energy. Keep the same work ethic. Because work ethic more times than not will win you games. When you're winning the rebounding battles to 50-50 balls and you're getting assists, you're bound to have a great game as a team, all the collective unit. And they all had tremendous games. So fair play to every single one of the Chicago Bulls players today. But we got winnable games. I think our next game's against Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken, or the San Antonio Spurs. One of those two. but we're versing those two teams in the next two games. Those are winnable games. The Spurs are on a massive losing streak at the moment, and they don't really have that point guard. Charlotte don't have LaMelo Ball, and they've been struggling as of late as well. So there's winnable games for the Chicago Bulls. You got to make sure with these young guys and how they're playing, I'm happy winning. I know a lot of people want us to tank, get the first pick, get the second pick, get the top 4 pick, get the top 10 pick, whatever the case may be. I understand how people feel, but at the end of the day, if this young team is performing, this young team needs to perform every single time, the way that I see it. And I'll take every win with our young guys performing like this than seeing this Bulls team tank. All day, every day, I'd rather see the Bulls win with our young guys stepping up to the plate like this. What do you guys think? My player of the game is Kobe White, but again, it's a selective case. You could pick a lot of guys on this team. Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. See you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.